I bought these cameras for less than $5. Flea markets, garage sales, wherever I could get them. These aren't cameras you use all the time. They're cameras you use when you don't care. I mean, why use this when the camera on your phone is a lot better? I use these cameras because they're fun. They're beautifully imperfect. When you have no expectations, you are just free to create. None of these cameras are good, but that's kind of the point.
It's kind of interesting that you can tell the era of the camera and kind of just how old it is depending on the back of the screen and how bad that is. You don't have to look up the specs or anything like that. I guess just look at the screen, see how bad it is, and that'll tell you if it's 2001 or if it's 2015.
They also shoot video, so let's look at that. On the Canon, the video isn't even that bad. On the Fuji, the resolution is small, but it has an interesting look to it. As much as I do like this Sony camera, the video is just too small to be used for anything.
I'm here on what I was told the other day is the oldest bridge in Da Nang. You used to have to take a ferry up near the Tun Phuc Bridge where that is now, but this one was the only one connecting kind of what I refer to it as the city side to the beach side. So yeah, this is the oldest one in the city right now. It is a pedestrian bridge only, although there was a lady that just passed me right now on a motorbike, but she definitely shouldn't be doing that, but rules don't really apply always here in Da Nang.
My first cameras were film cameras because digital was not yet a thing. These small point-and-shoot cameras started to be released when I was in high school. At first, it was never about the quality because everyone knew it wasn't as good. We were just amazed that you could take a photo and within seconds you could view it and share it. I say share it and not post it because MySpace was still a year or so away, and in my rural town we were all still on dial-up internet. Not having to drop off film at a lab was a luxury. We were now free to experiment because if you didn't like the shot, you could just press delete. Taking photos became fun. The restrictions were gone. If you were lucky, your parents would buy one of these cameras and you could ask to take it. If not, you would save up for the latest model, the one that had 1 more megapixel than the last. It was all about megapixels, even though we hardly understood what that meant.
Don't really know what I'm looking for, just kind of anything. I'll tell you what I'm not looking for is a pair of underwear that's just laying on the ground. That's not ideal.
Sometimes I pick up these cameras out of pure nostalgia. Last summer, I bought a Sony camera for $3. It was the first digital camera I ever used, and instead of a memory card, it took a 3.5-inch floppy disk.
It's almost Lunar New Year, so you have red and these flags and stuff everywhere. It's nice to see. It's the biggest holiday of the year in Vietnam, so everybody just goes all out. It's huge. People get at least a week off. The city's just shut down. No, I'm not reviewing them, but the more I use this Fuji, the more that I dislike it compared to the other two. Very traditional Vietnamese scene there. I didn't want to stay too long because it's kind of a religious thing where it's an offering to your ancestors. You're burning things for them. So I really didn't want to stay too long, but it is a really nice thing to capture. Beautiful little Vietnamese moment.
Out of these three cameras, the Canon is by far the nicest, and that makes the most sense because it is the newest. It has a nice large screen so you can actually see what you're shooting. The resolution is good, it shoots video in HD, everything about this camera is just, it feels familiar, it feels modern. While at the same time it gives you a no distraction experience. Notifications aren't going to pop up on this camera. Some cameras you just don't get along with, and that was how it was with this Fuji. It's been like that for the 2 or 3 years that I had it. I found that with this camera, when it hits, it hits. The rest of the time, it just looks gross, it looks muddy, and not in a nice vintage, nostalgic, disposable camera way. It just looks bad. But then other times, it would look great. I could never predict which one I was going to get.
To turn this camera on, I love it. The slide, it's so satisfying.
By far the oldest is this 4 megapixel Sony that I actually like quite a bit. It is a normal non-EVF viewfinder and feels good to use. For a camera to just throw in your pocket and not care about, this is a great option. These cameras might not be that good, but they simplify photography to its core. You point and you shoot. For $5, I think that's worth it.